If you got a body that screams, I'm built for an all-you-can-eat buffet, women are not checking for you. Just the other weekend, just to give you an example, just the other weekend, I was on this exotic car group where we typically do this every month, where we ride up to the northern part of Georgia to take on some mountain trails. And I had ended up meeting this new guy in the group that owns a couple of businesses, had a really nice car, right? Nice watch. And as I was talking to him, I could tell that this guy sacrificed going to the gym to put making money as a priority. Now, I've been there before, and I'm here to tell you there's nothing like being in shape and making money as a man. And here's why. As I was standing there, chopping it up with him, these group of girls come out of the cafe nearby to come talk directly to me. Now, he was standing right there, but they weren't paying him any mind. They were asking me questions on my car, which cost less than the other guy's exotic car. Now, I'm sitting here and I'm answering questions, and I can tell in the back of my mind that they're just asking me questions just so that way I show them some sort of attention. And as they were asking me, shifting from going into the car to how long have I been here in Atlanta, I had to shut that down really quick because, again, I respect my relationship. So as I was sitting there shutting it down, I looked back over at the guy, and he was just sitting there on the sideline like he was freaking Casper. And that's when it hit me, guys. I realized that it didn't matter that the other guy's exotic car cost more than mine, or that he had more money than I did. At that moment, the only thing that mattered was fit privilege. And before you start crying about how unfair it is, let me stop you right there, guys. Fairness is for children. Men, we don't get fair. We get what we earn. And fit privilege is earned. See, the problem that I've noticed is that men love to lie to themselves about this. We'll spend years trying to convince ourselves that, our personality or being loyal or even having a bank account is enough to balance out the fact that we haven't seen our abs since middle school, right? But deep down, every one of us has been in this situation where we've been at the pool out of shape and we've seen a guy walking in shape, and all of a sudden we see a woman, the women are pulling down their shades, leaning over, like this, talking to their girl. Or you've gone in and you've seen the waiter or cashier giving you a friendly smile. Even men will, when they recognize another guy that's in shape, they'll give that nod of approval, that nod of respect. And that's what I'm saying. That is fit privilege. That is the cousin of pretty privilege. Except as men, we don't get it naturally. We are not necessarily born with it. We have to earn it. We have to build it, right? Women, on the other hand, they could be born cute and coast for 25 years. But men, we start at zero, always start at zero. And the market is what decides our value. So why does fit privilege exist in the first place? What I've realized is that society is always going to move in a primal way. It doesn't matter how civilized, we pretend to be. Your body is always going to be that billboard for how much discipline and self-respect and capability you have as a man. When your body looks primal, guys, what I've realized is that people typically tend to not fuck with you as much. But when you're out of shape, on the other hand, you get the opposite treatment. You could be a genius, guys, but if you look like you have 4 asses whenever you walk, nobody is checking for you. So let me touch on how women move around fit men in the workplace. In a corporate world, guys, fit privilege is even louder. And I'm not just talking about from your boss. Women at work low-key be noticing. They won't say it out loud, but again, they notice. If you're fit, you get more trust and leadership. But here's the thing with females. All of a sudden you start to get these accidental run-ins with that office crush, right? And you start to get more invites to happy hour after work. And don't get me wrong, guys, you got to move with caution, especially in the workplace. Just because a woman gives you the eye, you can't always act on that. You got to fill things out, because I don't know if you guys forgot, a few years back, the Me Too movement or era was not to be played with. But don't think for a second that females are not clocking the way your shirt fits when you're in a business meeting, or how you carry yourself when you're walking through the office. The thing about being in shape in the workplace is that this is the easiest way for women to see how ambitious you are, especially when it comes down to leading, as well as taking care of yourself out of the office. That combo right there says this guy has his life together. But on the flip side, guys, if you look like your main food group comes out of the vending machine, women are not thinking twice about you. There's no wow, he's dependable. What's running through their mind is they're thinking, look, if this guy can't manage himself, how is he going to manage me and my emotions, right? So let's switch the topic and talk about social proof and status, because I have seen a tremendous difference since I've gotten in the gym and gotten in shape. When you decide to take your physique serious, fit privilege is social proof on autopilot. When you are built, guys, people want to be around you. There's not a time that I don't step into the gym and I'm able to meet new people, or I go to a new restaurant and people are curious about me and my girl and what we do for a living. This is not necessarily because you're a fun person. This is not because you're the most interesting person. It's because being seen with you upgrades their image. And especially in Atlanta or Miami or Vegas, where social proof and status is like currency, right? Who you know. Think about it. When a man walks into a room with, that physique, sharp, athletic frame, he makes everyone near him look more legit. You've probably had the opposite happen to you, where you hung out with one guy who dressed sloppy, looking like it was laundry day, right? Suddenly, you feel like your image is dropping because you're next to him. And let me say this bluntly to you guys. If you're the guy sitting at happy hour complaining about pretty privilege while ordering your third plate of nachos, you're not a victim of society, guys. You are a victim of your own mouth. You keep eating like every meal is your last one on death row, and then you have the nerve to sit here and cry about getting respect. You're the problem. Now, here's where fit privilege is most brutal, and that is in dating. Women will never say this out loud, guys, but I will. If you're built, you've already won half the battle. You can even get away with saying some random BS, right? That's because your physique, guys, fits her fantasy. It's the same as woman walking into a room with, the makeup on point, the curves all in the right places, and a nice, dress hugging her body. Men notice that instantly. Now imagine you're that guy, but in the male form. See, that's what being fit does. Women want to be chosen by a man that could have had any other woman, right? It makes them respond faster, invest more, and to a certain extent, try hard, right? But who am I kidding? I know some of you guys are going to sit here and cope and not take my advice. You'll still be sitting there by the time I upload another video sending good morning texts, right, to a girl arching her back for a guy that looks like a runner back. But the reality for the guys that take this serious is that you understand that you're not naturally born attractive. We don't get the instant privilege from genetics. We have to get up every day, take action, and build ourselves brick by brick. And that's a good thing, to be honest, because when you earn it, guys, nobody can take it away from you. If you lose money or your job or your status, right, your body will allow you to get it all back. How is this? I know if I was to lose everything that I have now, I could leverage my physique to get on social media and start training people, right? That's the power of having a physique, guys, is you can now leverage that for opportunities to make money. You don't have to look at the traditional way, the traditional 9 to 5. And of course, the women love it. Women are always going to fantasize over a guy with a nice body. If you're out of shape, guys, you are that guy that other men are going to size up. Yeah, I could take him. When you're built, that thought never crosses their mind. I want you guys to stop fighting reality. You can cry about privilege, guys, or you can build yourself into someone who benefits from it. I promise you, though, when you get fit, doors will open up. Fit privilege isn't cheating. It's not shallow either. It's the reward of taking yourself seriously in the world where most men don't do that. See, you can keep living like the before picture, or you can make sure when you walk into a room or a social setting, people can't ignore you. The choice is yours, though. But remember, privilege doesn't come to the man who waits. It comes to the man who builds.